Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ornella Ndambi. Hey, I have no excuse as to why it's been this long since I brought you guys a tutorial, but if you've not watched my previous video, please go back and watch it and you'll understand why I took such a long break, almost like 3 months away from YouTube. Yeah, so if you want to know that the reason why it took so long to come back to YouTube, just go back to that video and you will see. Now for today, you can see my eyebrows are already done, my face is done. I really want to put today's focus on eyeshadow blending, putting the right base, and we'll dive into eyelashes. I think I'm gonna mix the two, a simple eye look and eyelash application. So without further ado, I do not want to waste so much time talking. So let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing with eyeshadow, we're going to do a very simple eyeshadow look. We're going to use only maybe three eyeshadow colors, and then we're going to three eyeshadow colors, and then we're going to do our lashes. So number one, first step before you do eyeshadow, before even you begin to do your base, before you begin to prime your eyes, you need to learn the parts of the eye. That's the catch. If you don't know the parts of the eye, you won't be able to blend your eyeshadows properly. So basically, what do I mean by parts of the eye? Such that when you hear or when you watch a tutorial, you'll understand what this person is talking about, okay? So basically, we have the inner corner, outer corner, crease, eyelid, then we have our lash line, we have our lashes, then we have our waterline, we have our bottom lashes. Okay, now that we know exactly where the parts of the eye are, now we can go ahead and now talk about priming our eyelids. So when you do eyeshadow, you need to prep your eyes such that our eyes are already discolored in a way, and if you try and put eyeshadow here, the color pigment will not pay off as much as if you put a base. It's like painting on a white canvas. If you paint on a white canvas, the colors you put, the yellow, the red, they become more vibrant than the colors painted on a black canvas or on a dirty canvas, So the whole point of us priming our eyelids is to have a clean base. Our eyes are always discolored. If you look at your eyes right now, you'll see your eyelid is always somehow discolored. Either it's darkened or it's a bit, for some people it can become black. For some people it can become brown, somehow brown. So for us to have a clean base and a good start to our eyeshadow, we're going to prep our eyes with either concealer or an eyeshadow primer. So for the eyeshadow primer, we can use there's so many eyeshadow primers. We have e.l.f., but the one that has really been trending is this P. Louise base. You can use this for your base, and we're going to use this on this eye, and on the other eye we're going to use concealer. So concealer is one shade lighter than your foundation color. So whatever you use as your concealer is what you can apply as your base on your eye before you apply foundation. So that's what we're going to do. I'll use eyeshadow primer on this eye and I'll use concealer on this eye so that you guys can decide the difference for yourselves. Okay, before we begin the process of applying our base, we're going to differentiate the different kinds of brushes that you will need during this process. I'm only going to use 3 brushes, just 3 eye brushes. If you can see my 3 brushes, I'm going to use a big fluffy blending brush, a precise blending brush, and a flat brush. So these are the only 3 brushes I'm going to use to achieve my eyeshadow look today. So this fluffy blending brush we'll use for concealer and also for applying our crease color. This one will be more precise for adding any depth on the outer corner, and this will be the one that will apply the lid color. So I'll explain everything. So right now we're going to do our base, so we're going to use this brush for blending. So the first thing you want to do, so with the P. Louise base, many people suggest that you don't have to set it with powder, but I like setting mine with powder. So we're going to use the fluffy blending brush. There, that's the brush you're going to use, and you're just going to pat. You're not blending like this, you're just going to pat that into place like that, then you're done. So you just pat and make sure each and every corner of your eye. You can notice I'm not struggling. The mistake many people make is struggling to do the eyeshadow like this. How on earth will you do your eyeshadow when you're looking up like this? Like, you're going to struggle to keep your eye open. Just put your mirror down. You can see that is blended in perfectly well. I'm gonna set my eyes with powder, and I'm using the Sacha Buttercup powder. You can see I'm just picking. So what I'm doing, I'm just picking the product and patting. The minute you forget to set your eyes and continue with whatever you're doing, your eye will crease, guys. Your eye will definitely crease, and now you'll be left there crying. Okay, now we move to using concealer. Let me use my concealer, the one I like. This is the Tarte Shape Tip. You see, it's a bit warmer than the P. Louise base. The P. Louise base is a bit white. So this is my shade of concealer. The same thing, we're just patting it in. And just blending. There we go. Back to setting powder. The minute you forget to set your eyes, guys, you will regret. Please don't miss this step, because now you'll end up forming crease lines. Crease lines are like areas where you had put concealer, but now because of the heat the body generates, that area cracks, you know. So if that happens, then you're not going to survive with that eye the whole day. So that's why it's like making chapati. When you're making chapati and you don't put dough when you're rolling, the chapati will be sticky. I don't know if that makes sense. So now our eyes are primed and prepped for our eyeshadow. So the next step is now to find out the different types of eyeshadows that we have. So I'm gonna use this palette. This is the Juvia's. So I'm gonna use this palette. It's the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette, the Coral palette. If you're a beginner, you need a very neutral eyeshadow palette. You need such an eyeshadow palette, something that will not overpower your blending skill. Such that, you know, when you blend such colors, they easily disappear and blend into your skin color. Okay, so we have different types of eyeshadows. We have the matte shades, which are like the powder form, and then we have the shimmer shades, which shine. You can tell the shimmer shades are all shimmery and shiny. And then we have the ones that are the matte shades on this palette are also called transition shades. This can be used as good transition shades because the colors are very warm. The colors are good to be used as transition shades. So transition shades are shades that are used to transition into your eyeshadow look. You don't just begin with pink. You have to start with a baby pink, graduate to light pink, and now a bright pink, so that you can have a smooth blend everything looks nice and crisp. So this palette is a good palette for beginners. So we're going to start with this shadow for our crease. Then I'm gonna deepen it with this, and then I'm going to go in this on the outer corner, and then we're going to do this on this will be our lid color. Okay, so as we proceed, I'm going to explain. So now I'm going to take, it's not really a precise blending brush, it's just a blending brush I was using before. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to dip into this shade here, and I'm not going to take too much, just a bit. So I'm going to pat. You can pat the color in like that. You can either decide to pat it in or swirl it. See where I'm holding the brush. I'm not holding the brush here. Let the bristles do the job, especially if you're blending. Okay, now I'm going to deepen it with this shade here because it's like an orange. What you can do at this point, so that you can have a very smooth blend, you can go back in with the fluffy blending brush we use just to smoothen out the edges of your shadow so that you can have a smooth blend. Yeah. So now I'm going to deepen the color with this shade here. It's like a chocolate brown. And I'm just going to concentrate it on the outer corner. So all that time, all those shades, we just place them on the crease. Okay. There we go. Then we blend that. So this is just to give it a smooth blend. Great, now we are going to pick our lid color with the flat brush. So we're just taking that shade. For it to pop, we're going to spray it with setting spray or water so that it can become a bit wet. And then the motion we're going to use is just patting. And you can notice I'm not taking it too far up. Don't take it too far up. We have it. There we have our eyeshadow color. Then we're going to go back in with our small blending brush and just blend everything together so that we can have that smooth gradient transition. Now we're going to blend everything together like that so that we can have a smooth transition like that. And that is it for eyeshadow color. So the bottom line is try and get neutral shades. You need 3 brushes and less is more. Build your foundation step by step, rather your eyeshadow step by step rather than going in with pinks. Train yourself with the neutral colors first and then go in with the bold colors. Keep adding them pole pole. So later we're gonna graduate to a different kind of look. I hope I'm gonna make this a consistent thing. Now I'm going to brush off the fallout, and I recommend, if you're a beginner, do your eyebrows, eyes, and then come and do your foundation. Don't do it the way I'm doing it, because once you have fallout, you get stressed out and you don't know what you're going to do. So let me do this other eye and then I'll come back and finish off the look. So guys, I just did my eyelashes off camera and I popped on some I did my eyeliner, then did my finished off the look off camera, because I wanted you guys to really concentrate on the eyeshadow. So that's basically it. I hope you've learned something new from this video, and I'm gonna try and be more consistent, at least one video every week, one educative video every week, or a fun video or something exciting, or I can bring someone, we have a discussion on something. But this has been so good. I am so excited to be back on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and please do not go without subscribing. Please do not go without subscribing. Please, kindly. I am really begging, you know. Anyway guys, see you in my next video. We're gonna do eyelashes in the next video.
You've seen me try, you've seen me break, you've seen me fight the demons I face. You give me air when I can't breathe.